And the Checka Pro Radio Show starts now.
I'm taking what they're giving because I'm working for a living.
Hey, everybody. It's Checka Pro Joe. Welcome to my radio program. It is so great to have you here. You know, it is that time of year. It's still summertime. It's hot. It's sweaty. I brought an expert in here to the Checka Pro Radio studios today to help us out with the heat in our homes. You've heard him here before on my show. His name is Tom, and he is the Attic Fanatic. He just loves the attic because he knows all about it. He knows way more than you and I do. He understands that radiant heat from the sun heats up the attic space, and it makes it more difficult for our air conditioning system to cool our homes. And a lot of people think that they need more insulation or they need a bigger air conditioning system. That's not necessarily true, right, Tom?
That's exactly correct. I tell people all the time, it's like, you know what? Especially if I'm talking about a competitor, it's like I get sick of people misdiagnosing everything. And what I mean by that is you call and you have a hot second floor, or you've got bedrooms in the back of the house that won't stay cool. And then you call, say, an insulation company out, like, oh, you just need more insulation. You're like, well, it's already 1.5 feet thick. I mean, really, is 6 inches going to make that much difference? Like, it's not. It's going to be the attic temperature. I had a customer one time that said they had like R19, about 6 inches of insulation. Insulation company comes out. They were having the same problem. They come out, they add 10 inches of insulation. Now we've got like 16 inches of insulation. Problem hasn't changed at all. I'm like, it's just all about attic temperature. The lower the attic temperature, the more efficient the house becomes, the easier it is to cool. The longer the roof will last and the longer the HVAC system will last. So it's all about, to me, it's all about attic temperature. We'll talk a little bit more. And we got good news this last week. The federal energy tax credit is 30% now instead of 26%. So you get 30% of the cost if you do anything solar. So if you do the solar attic fans, you lower those temperatures, you get 30% of the cost of the install and the product back on your federal income tax. So you'll get that back pretty quick. And your payback is probably less than 2 years on your ventilation, but it will make the house more comfortable and more efficient immediately.
Absolutely. I have the solar attic fan on my roof.
Yes. You got the 30%, right? Because that was
it was 30 years. Exactly.
Yes.
So it went from 30%. I'm not sure what it was prior to that, but it was 30% when I got it a few years ago. And then it changed to 26%. Now it's back to 30%.
And that's locked in. That's it. So it's not going to go up. So you get 30%. You know, you can take it this year. You can let it roll over a year, but you will get 30% of that total cost back immediately.
Yeah, and so let's go through those numbers quickly because a lot of people don't understand what 30% means. And by the way, before Tom goes into the numbers here, it's not just 30% on the product. When Tom and his team come out, they also install it. So they install it at no extra charge, and the 30% is the whole kit and caboodle, the whole thing.
Exactly. You get it on the install, the labor, all the materials that it takes to put the fan in, and then, of course, on the fan. So some people's like, oh, I'm just going to do something on my own. It's like, well, you're not going to get a tax credit on any of the install or on any of the accessories to put the fan in. So if we do it, we bundle it all together, you get 30% of the entire cost. So really, it's just about the same price for us just to put it in. And we give you a lifetime warranty on the install against leaks. That the product, if there's ever an issue with the product, we'll replace it. So it's a much better value.
Tom, quickly before we get into it, let's do a proper introduction of you and Garatic and what you guys do here in Austin. So this is my friend Tom, the Attic Fanatic. I've known him for a long time, and he put a solar attic fan in my attic, and it has made a huge difference in my utility bills, and my air conditioning system runs more efficiently. He's from Garatic right here in Austin. Tell him about Garatic.
Yeah, so we're here in Austin. We do some other things. We actually do HVAC as well. It kind of goes along with the same kind of thing where people will call up and they'll think it's an HVAC problem. Oh, my air conditioner is not keeping up. On these really hot afternoons. And a lot of times we'll go out. It's like, you know what? We check out the system. Everything looks great. Ductwork's good. Everything's good. And it's like, well, no, really the problem is we just have too much heat load. So that's where the fans would come in. There might be a case where, you're like, I just want to improve the overall efficiency of my house. My air conditioner system is 15, 18 years old. We can replace the whole system as well and get you a higher SEER unit, get you something that's going to, of course, run a lot less. So you're going to get the energy savings. But when it is running, that SEER rating gives you, basically what it means is it's using less energy to run the system. So we can get you a lot of energy savings that way, as well as with lowering the attic temperature. So different ways to save money and make your house more comfortable. And here at Graddick, we take care of both sides of that.
And Tom, I'm going to give out your phone number. So if you're listening and you're having an issue with your air conditioning system, whether it's not running efficiently right now, whether you think it needs to be replaced or you know it needs to be replaced, or you're not so sure why it's so hot in your attic or in your home, you've got to call Tom and his team over at Fanatic. Here is his number, 512-525-8438. Tom and I will be repeating this number throughout the program today. But write this down, better yet, put it in your phone, 512-525-8438. If you're frustrated with your air conditioning system, the thermostat won't cooperate because when you put it down to 72, it doesn't go to 72, it stops at 76 and you're sweating. And the humidity is getting higher in your home and you're just frustrated. Call Fanatic right here in Austin, 512-525-8438. Now, let's get to the Solar Attic fan. You put the 30-watt Solar Attic fan in my home. My wife and I are very pleased. The air conditioning system is running much better. Let's talk about the product and the pricing.
Yeah, so we do a 30-watt solar fan, so it moves 1,550 CFM of airflow, which is cubic feet of air per minute. When we come out, we look at the house. We see how big the house is. There's some factors, what color the shingles are, how much cubic volume of air is in the attic, what kind of soffit vents we have, what other kind of ventilation you have. But generally, one or two of the 30-watt solar fans is going to do a good job. So we'll just stick with, say you need one fan. That's easy numbers and easy math to do. We'll do one fan, lifetime warranty. That's like I said, that's on the parts, the labor, everything. If you ever have a problem, we're going to fix it. It's super quiet. Some thinking of questions that customers ask us, like, how loud is it going to be? It's like, no, it's almost whisper quiet. All it does is move fresh air in from outside and takes that air and puts it back outside. And we get about 8 to 10 air exchanges per hour in your attic, and it lowers all the attic temperatures, takes the heat load off the house. So that's what the fans do. They really do make a big difference. Can I go over the pricing real quick? We got a really good deal.
Let's do it.
Okay. So normally they're $1,450 installed, and then we're doing a $200 radio show discount. So they're $1,250 out of pocket. That's like the day we do it. So you already get that discount. But then with the 30% federal energy tax credit, that's $375. But you're basically, the number you really need to remember is it's $875 out of pocket after your tax credit, and that'll pay for itself in 2 years or less. Some people say it pays for itself in about one summer. It just depends how big your electric bills are and how hot your attic actually is. So if we take 40 degrees out of your attic, that fan will probably pay for itself in a year. If it's a case where the attic wasn't terrible and we take 20, 25 degrees out, it might take a year and a half or so for the fan to pay for itself. But this is a lifetime fan. So if you're going to live in a house for 20 years, to pay for itself 10, 20 times over.
It's got a lifetime warranty. It knows when to go on, when to go off. It doesn't use electricity from the grid. In other words, it's not coming from your meter.
Right.
It is coming from the sun. I want to go over this pricing again because you have offered a phenomenal deal to my listeners here on Checo Pro Radio today. Ordinarily, every day, a great price of $1,450. There's a $200 radio show discount. That brings it down to $1,250, right, Tom?
Exactly.
All right. The Fed says, hey, we're going to give you $375 more off with a 30% federal energy tax credit. So like Tom said, the out-of-pocket is $875. So it's not $1,450, but only $875.
I know. That's the beauty with that tax credit. It really makes it very easy to digest.
Yeah. Tom only has 8 of these offers today. Call now, 512-525-8438. Again, the number's 512-525-8438. Didn't get the number? We'll repeat it during the break and when we get back. We'll be right back right after this.